Sons of the Forest is introducing AI teammates. What? This is definitely one of the most hopefully helpful features of the game. The Forest released all the way back in 2018, and your two choices back then were to play solo or with friends. But now, if you're a solo player and don't want to deal with other people, we've all been there, then what you can do is get AI teammates. Not so much to help with the main events of the game, but more along the lines of gathering resources and all the really tedious parts of the game that after a while just become really repetitive. Yes, this goes for all survival games. Like, hey, look at all the bonus stuff we threw in here for you to build. All you need to do is cut down the entire forest to build it. But yeah, your AI characters will help you defend against mutants and stuff too. In this video, we're going to primarily look at what your AI teammates can do. So if that's something you're interested in, stick around, and if you've got a second, help us out by subscribing to the channel. We've got plenty more Sons of the Forest to come. Now, let's meet Kelvin. Now, this guy is... Kelvin hit his head pretty bad during the crash on the island. He can't talk, but oh boy, can he do pretty much everything else. I mean, really, he's just a better version of Wilson. If you don't get the reference, go watch a clip of Tom Hanks and Wilson. I'm sure it's on YouTube. So we've got someone to talk to keep us sane, while also being a powerhouse helping you scavenge for resources. He will also make for a great security system, keeping an eye out on your base and surrounding areas to warn you of any incoming danger. Now remember, he can't talk, but he will point out mutants that could possibly be coming up behind you Splinter Cell style. He does seem to have some fight in him as well, but I don't think it'll be as much as Virginia. Virginia seems to want to full out exterminate the cannibals. Against the cannibals, Kelvin's just kinda there for the ride, and he's trying to survive. We know that we can give him commands, so here you can see we've got a notepad, and we'll have a variety of commands to choose from to get him to help with certain things like gather resources, or even a specific resource, and then go place them in specific places. So if we decide that this place over here is so much better for a base, and we decide we want to move bases from A to B, then we could set him on a mission to move one resource from here to over there, which will help take care of a lot of the tedious work that does come with survival games. I think that's awesome, especially if we can get him going all on his own without having to worry about him. So we can have him follow us to help us with exploration, or stay put and just workhorse those tasks we need done, saving us so much time and repetitive back and forth. Hopefully. This is all speculation, of course. But what we know for sure is that if you're a solo player and just want to build a really sweet base, Kelvin is going to be there to help you do all that. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Canada, what if I don't want AI help? What if all Kevin does is annoy me? Well, that's easy. Just shoot him. Zombie style. Right in the brain. If you are playing solo and you put a bullet in his brain and then save the game, he will not come back. Once he's dead, he is dead. Now obviously, we're all going to save the game, shoot him in the face, and then load back in, just to, if nothing else, achievement hunt. But if you really don't want him pestering you, just don't create that backup save. Now, let's talk about Virginia. So, we don't know too much about Virginia, not nearly as much as we do about Kelvin. But what we do know is that she's going to be very timid at first, and she's not going to be as responsive as Kelvin is. So, you're going to want to proceed with caution. Approach her slowly, keep your weapons stashed away, and see where things go. We're not sure yet her role, whether she's just going to appear at set locations or what. Also, not sure if we're going to have to do something for her or not before she'll start to warm up to us. So potentially, leave resources out for her, leave her some food, etc. She's going to be someone that's very frightened and timid, or potentially aggressive. We haven't seen aggression towards the character from her yet. She actually more so reminds me of a 90s movie character trying to seduce you, honestly. That waterfall scene, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, those could be ways to befriend her. Or, if you show up all aggressive with her and stuff, she might be aggressive back. Also not sure if she'll have a permadeath as well, like Kelvin has, so I'm sure again, we will all find out immediately. But one thing we do know is that she'll be much more combative against the mutants than Kelvin, from what we've seen so far. There's some shots, as you can see here, of her holding two guns, which is just awesome. She's got a shotgun, and then above her head, she's got the pistol because she's got 3 arms and 3 legs, which is really cool. She's definitely going to be someone you want by your side when it comes to those waves of enemies flooding your base late game. Like, 3 guns is better than 2, obviously. She might even be someone that comes and goes, and whether we'll be able to actually have both of these guys on our side at the same time is also something that's still up in the air. I think it would be great to have them both, but so far it's not looking that way. Both Kelvin and Virginia are emotional. Their AI seems to work just like the mutants and cannibals. They're going to be fearful, they're going to get hungry, they're going to have to rest at some point, and if they don't get those things, their performance is going to start to drop off. So the worse you treat these guys, the less you're going to get out of them. So far it looks like we only have the 2, Kelvin and Virginia. But where we're launching into early access now, there is the possibility of others. Going into early access kind of makes the possibilities endless. Who knows what's in the plans? I mean, co-op is up to 8 players, so they could potentially add a couple more AI characters. Also, since I mentioned early access, let it be known that they only plan to be in early access for 6 to 8 months. This was so that they didn't have to push the game back once more, which is great. That they plan on having a finished game sooner rather than later, unlike a lot of these never-ending early access games out there. Now lastly, let's touch on the enemy's AI. It is very versatile, they have thoughts, they have feelings. So could there be some cannibals out there that still have a little bit more of an emotional and human side to them? And let's say they come over to you, they see what you're doing and are interested. And if you don't attack them, could they potentially help you out? Or do certain things along those lines? We've already seen one of the cannibals with the golden mask on, and we know that you can 3D print these masks. And as you 3D print these masks, you can move into these groups and these circles, all spy-like. So could we potentially see something down the line where 1 or 2 of these guys could come and help us? Or we could maybe move in with these guys and become part of their group. So many questions still left unanswered, but luckily we only have a couple more days left and we can start to unravel these mysteries ourselves. Let us know what you think in the comments below, help us help you, and subscribe to the channel, we'd really appreciate it. Drop a like and share the video with some friends. Thanks for watching.